The shark looks so cool. I mean, the only thing that would make this look better is if it had a laser on its head. Outside of that, it's looking pretty sick.
Join the team.
Hey team, it's McGuire Review, and we're going to take a look at the new Wizkids Dungeons & Dragons Icons of the Realms. This is the brand new Wild Shape and Polymorph set. So we got two different sets that you can get. These will be available in the April 2021 timeframe, which we are now in. So you're going to be able to get your hands on these pretty soon, and they are awesome, awesome sets. You may even be able to get your hands on them by the time this video comes out, but these are really, really cool sets. Set 2 comes with 7 pre-painted miniatures, and Set 1 comes with 8 pre-painted miniatures. Now, they do carry the same price tag at $44.95. You do get one extra here than you do in this set, but obviously there's some smaller ones, right, that come in this set here, 2 smaller ones, and that's why you've got that price difference. So that's the MSRP you're going to have on these is $44.95, but you are getting the specific pre-painted sculpts for the Wild Shape and Polymorph that you're going to find in your Dungeons & Dragons gameplay. And it is nice to be able to have the exact type of main characters you're going to be able to, morph into. So whenever you want to take advantage of that, whether you're a wizard or a druid or whatever you have to be able to do this, you've got the miniature that goes right along with it, which is really cool. They do some other spell effect type sets as well, but I was really excited about, as we get the cleave out, I was really excited about the Polymorph set here because, in wild form, because of the animals that you're getting, which can kind of dub for a number of things. I mean, again, any of these miniatures can be reused for really any platform. These are specifically designed here for the Dungeons & Dragons setup, but they can be used for any platform. We're actually going to start with set 2 here. Going to go kind of backwards. The box is done well. It's got some really cool artwork there on the front, and on the back it's just got a picture of each one of the miniature sculpts. Now, as we go through this, Bear is going to hit us with I'm going to leave the cleave out so I can get here for the second one. Bear's going to hit us with some upfront miniature cam work, okay? Single comes out, and then much like we've seen in a lot of the sets, it's got sort of some nice colored kind of artwork here on the back. It isn't, that I can tell, really anything. It's just sort of blotches of color, the yellows and the blues and the grays. Some people like to keep this, right, if you want. If you don't, you don't. I mean, it is kind of a cool little backdrop. It's, you do whatever you want with it, okay? Okay, let's get into the miniatures. We're going to start here with the mighty gorilla, the mighty Kong. No, it's not Kong. It's a giant ape. 14 of 15. So they do have the 7 and 8. That's the 15s. This is 14 of 15. Is the giant ape, and I love the giant ape. I think the giant ape is one of the coolest ones outside of the bears. We're going to go right there with the standard bear. This is the brown bear, 11 of 15 bear. There it is. You are officially in the set, as always. Very nice. Paint job looks cool. I mean, it's the same quality as you would see on any of these sculpts. I'll pull this back just a little bit. Any of the sculpts that we're seeing come out of Wizkids recently, they do offer the clear base. That is a new thing that we're seeing with all of the miniatures coming out of Wizkids. They do have the clear base. Something to know. For me, doesn't bother me. I actually like it better, to tell you the truth. I've kind of gone back and forth on this, truthfully, but I do like the clear base better. There's a number of benefits to keeping that base clear. I think it looks just better sitting on a map and on the board. If you don't like the clear base, paint it. I mean, if it was black and you'd be painting it anyway. This plastic will paint just the same. But if you're doing water effects and painting it, guess what? This is going to come out looking better, and sometimes you don't even have to add the water effects, and it still looks awesome. Okay? So something to kind of know there, a little trick. All right, it's with the giant eagle here. This is one that I was really looking forward to. Giant eagle, 10 of 15. We've got the full scale. I mean, how many times has that happened? We've got the giant eagle. Very nice. I don't have any sculpts like that either. Now, here we have the dire wolf, 13 of 15. these all look great. I mean, and, you know, the paint jobs are a little bit different. They've really started to up their game on how they do the paint on these different, you know, pieces to make it look more like what it really is. This has got a real kind of flat sort of, I mean, it really does look like what a spider would look like. This is creeping me out, to the truth. Giant wolf spider, 15 of 15. So there's your 15 there on that wolf spider. Oh, God. All right, and then now here we've got just the standard owl, which is a 9 of 15. Really like this sculpt as well. I think I have one other owl in my collection. So having a nice owl is a good look. Put that there. And that is set number 2. We'll get that out of the way, and let's get into set number 1. Set number 1, coming out of the box. This one's got some really cool ones in it as well. And, you know, some of these you will find, same with the box there, same exact artwork on the box, got that same image right there. And then on the back, you know, each one of the sculpts, and that is obviously a 3D render that's on the back of the box. That's another thing to understand with a lot of the Wizkids marketing. Most of what you always see on the back of the boxes is the 3D render. It's not a picture of the exact sculpted model. Now, they are going to look the same, but that's just something to understand. What you see here on the back is a 3D render, okay? So we'll get that out of our way. We'll pull this out. Same thing. Got the colored background. You can keep that if you want. Now you got 2 of them. If you got the whole set, you got a much larger platform or base. I mean, you could take those, put them together, make yourself a little map, draw some lines. I mean, you can do lots of different creative stuff. Okay, let's start with and this one's in here good, so be careful because this little fin was stuck up in here. So that came out of there fine, but just be careful with that. It's pretty chunky. You're not going to break it. Well, I guess you could break it off of the base. So just be careful. You're taking these out of these, you know, sealed packages like when they're stuck in there like that. The shark looks so cool. I mean, the only thing that would make this look better is if it had a laser on its head. Outside of that, it's looking pretty sick. This is the giant shark, 8 of 15. Ugh, loving that. That's so cool. Oh, that's so cool. I don't have any of those either. All right, let's get the scorpion. This is the giant scorpion, 5 of 15. Looking really good. I love the paint that's on this one. It's a real nice black-gray. You know, I want to say it's a matte, but it does have a little bit of sheen here on some of these parts of its, I don't want to say armor, but parts of the body of the scorpion here. Looks really good. Love that. And very just... some of these just have a real, I want to say basic paint job, but it's a paint job that's done right for what it needs to look like, okay? This is more of looking like the traditional animal. So it's not going to have all the bright poppy colors. They're going to have the colors that make it look exactly the way it should look. Now let's get into some of these little ones here. The little bitties. This is a cat. 4 of 15. I love this cat. The cat's done really well, and the details of the eyes and everything on this cat is done really well. Also, is this a rat? This is what this is? Yeah, the rat, 3 of 15. Just basically your standard rat. I've got a number of these sculpts, but you know, this is another one that looks a little bit different than what I've currently got. It's kind of your standard rat look there. This one I thought was awesome. This tiger, which is 2 of 15. This one's highly detailed with all the little tiger stripe lines and the face and just the sculpting that's into the muscles. I really liked the look of this one. I also really like the scaling of all these that you'll notice. When you look at like the tiger versus the this one's called a giant shark, yeah. So the giant shark versus the tiger, you can see the scaling there, the tiger versus the giant eagle. It feels and looks right. Let's grab our bard that we use, our elf bard that we use for... I'm going to have to start using a halfling bard, you know, because I'm going to be playing a halfling bard coming up here in a brand new series that's going to be starting on Band of Badgers. I'm going to be streaming weekly starting in May. It's going to be awesome, playing a halfling bard. So I'm going to get a halfling bard sculpt. That's going to go forward, going to be our... And I've got that. So let's put it right here. This is the one we always use. And we can see the scaling there to the standard size humanoid being, which is perfect, right? You can just see there, that is exact perfect scaling of a good sized tiger to let's just say a human sized character. So really well done there. I love the way how they keep that scaling nice and tight. Let's get in here to the Warthog. Well, this is the giant boar. 1 of 15s. This is our number 1 of 15. I really like the way this looks. The tusks are done really well. With that contrast, the mouth is painted on the inside with that red, and there's a couple different colors of brown on that fur. This looks really good. This one really, really looks good. And look at the size and the scaling there on that boar. You know, when you think about these giant boars, you don't really think of it that being the scaling. You think of a small little boar that would be, you think of a boar being a little bit larger than that, and then maybe it's a little bit bigger. So this really adds a good flavor to the scaling when you were to either turn into or cast, okay, here's a wild giant boar that's going to be, doing something for me. That's really cool. We'll get him out of the way. All right, and let's go to the frog. This one probably out of the entire set is the most detailed by far. This is the giant toad, 7 of 15. The paint job on this one is just really incredible. I mean, the way that it looks, all the detail, the different colors of greens and yellows and the washes, everything here with this one really, really nails it from a paint job perspective. You have to check that one out up close. That one really, really fires on all cylinders. And then we have the giant octopus, which is 16 of 15. That's all 15 of our new sculpts. This one is also available. I'll just talk to this one specifically. This one is available by itself in other ones are as well, but this one is definitely available by itself in unpainted, and I actually just painted this model recently, and it's interesting because I went with a very similar approach than what we have right here. So it's cool. I have this one. So I have 2 of this one. One that I painted myself. You can find, actually, if you want to see the one I painted, you can check that out on, I believe I have that up on the Instagram account, where you can see my paint job on this one right here. So another very cool sculpt. Okay, we'll put this up. That is all of them that we have for the brand new Wild Form and Polymorph sets. Again, you can get your hands on these in the April 2021 time frame is when these are going to start rolling out. And I do highly recommend this set. This is one of these sets where you don't have to just buy blind boxes and hope you get the one that you're really looking for. You can clearly see what you're buying and what you're getting, and have all of these as a DM or a player, if you can turn into these things, to easily pull out and just pop that miniature down when you want to turn into any of these things. Press the other players, press your GM or DM, right? So hit that like, click the subscribe below to join the team. Keep rolling them crits. This has been the McGuire Review. We'll see you next time.